Richard's in Maidstone. Richard, your take on what that bit of text I read to you. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Nick. I love your show. You're my favourite presenter.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. How kind. Thank you.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Thank you. Listening to what's going on about 10 minutes ago with this book,
Yeah.
and the so-called leak to The Guardian about the spare book, well, it's not a leak, it's an advert. It's going to sell thousands more
It
copies
will.
because of that.
I think it will, yeah.
Yeah, it's a clear advert, and people are falling for it. I wouldn't buy that book, personally.
Why would you not? I mean, well, let's start back a bit. How interested are you in the family anyway?
I'm fed up with the rows that Harry is causing. I think they should settle it family quietly between themselves. I don't understand why Harry should publicise everything, just clearly earning more money out of it.
Which royal do you admire?
Prince William.
Why is that?
He's cool, calm, collected. He's come through the loss of his mother far better than Harry. I do feel sorry for them both. I watched them both at the funeral, and the loss of their granddad, Prince Philip, and they've had some sad times.
They have.
But
They have indeed.
I feel more sorry for Harry because he's clearly coerced. He's coerced by Meghan, and from the start.
Well, he's old enough to look after himself, isn't he? I mean,
You'd have thought so. I mean, about fights and arguments, him being upset because he was shouted at by William. Well, how much has he been shouted at in the military? He served in Afghanistan. He should be more grown up.
yeah, I mean, you're right. And I think a lot of ex-service persons, that doesn't mean, of course, necessarily that you would not be enormously emotionally distressed by being yelled at from someone you spent your whole life growing up alongside and went through the worst of challenges or torment when you lose your mum. But I hear what you say, that it is a strange reaction. Richard, thank
A Prince's Choice, dismissing the puppet master narrative. The narrative surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle often paints Harry as a passive player in his own life. This portrayal is not only inaccurate, but deeply unfair. From a young age, Harry has consistently demonstrated his independent spirit and unwavering commitment to his values. To suggest he is merely a puppet is not only insulting, but also deeply out of touch with reality. Harry's decisions, however unconventional they may seem to some, are his own. He is a man capable of making difficult choices, driven by his convictions and a deep sense of purpose. This path, while different, is no less valid than the one laid out for him by tradition. It is time to abandon the reductive narrative that paints him as a man controlled by others. Prince Harry is charting his own course, guided by his own compass. Forged in Fire: Harry's Legacy of Service and Action. To understand Harry's strength, one needs to look beyond the headlines. His military service, a defining chapter in his life, speaks volumes about his character. He served not once but twice in Afghanistan, facing danger and hardship with courage and resilience. This experience, far removed from the comforts of royal life, forged in him a deep sense of duty and an unwavering commitment to serving others. Beyond the battlefield, Harry has consistently championed causes close to his heart. His dedication to supporting veterans, particularly through the Invictus Games, highlights his empathy and desire to make a tangible difference. From mental health awareness to HIV/AIDS activism, Harry has consistently used his platform to advocate for those less fortunate. Harry's actions, both in service and philanthropy, paint a clear picture of a man driven by purpose and compassion. Beyond stereotypes recognizing agency and partnership. The assumption that Harry is being controlled by Meghan feeds into outdated stereotypes about men in relationships. It perpetuates the harmful notion that men are incapable of being emotionally intelligent or making independent decisions. This limited view of masculinity ignores the reality that many men value partnership, emotional growth, and shared decision-making. In Meghan, Harry found someone who shares his passion for social justice, his empathy for the marginalized, and his desire to make a positive impact. Their relationship is a partnership built on mutual respect, shared goals, and a deep understanding of each other's strengths. To assume that Harry's decisions are not his own is to disregard his intelligence, his experiences, and his capacity for independent thought. True strength lies not in conforming to outdated expectations, but in having the courage to forge your path. Let's retire the tired narrative of the controlling woman and the manipulated man. Ferrari's Insight, a tale of two brothers. Journalist Nick Ferrari's insightful comparison of Prince Harry and Prince William provides a compelling lens through which to view Harry's resilience. Ferrari highlights the stark contrast between the brothers' paths, noting that while William has seemingly accepted his preordained role, Harry has chosen to forge his own path. This difference in approach speaks volumes about Harry's courage and determination to live a life true to himself. Ferrari argues that Harry, unlike William, has demonstrated a willingness to break free from the constraints of tradition and embrace a more authentic life. This willingness to challenge the status quo, even at the risk of ruffling feathers, speaks to Harry's inner strength. He is not content to simply play the role assigned to him. He is determined to define his purpose and make his mark on the world on his own terms. William, as the future king, carries the weight of tradition and expectation on his shoulders. Harry, freed from that burden, has the space to explore different paths and redefine what it means to be a prince in the 21st century. Finding his voice. Harry's journey to self-discovery. Harry's decision to step back from royal duties was not a rejection of his family, but an act of self-preservation. He recognized the toll that the constant scrutiny and pressure were taking on his mental health and the well-being of his family. Choosing to prioritize their well-being over the demands of tradition was a difficult but necessary step in his journey towards self-discovery. He has spoken candidly about his struggles with mental health, breaking down stigmas and encouraging others to seek help. By speaking his truth and refusing to conform to the expectations of a role that no longer served him, Harry has emerged as a powerful voice for authenticity and self-acceptance. He is challenging the traditional definition of strength, demonstrating that true courage lies in embracing vulnerability. His story is a powerful reminder that true strength lies in embracing your truth and living a life that is authentically your own. Authenticity over conformity defining modern strength. Harry's choices, far from being impulsive or coerced, are the result of careful consideration and a deep desire to live a life of purpose and meaning. He is redefining what it means to be a man of influence in the 21st century, proving that strength doesn't always come from adhering to tradition. He is not afraid to challenge the status quo, to speak out against injustice, or to stand up for what he believes in. He is using his platform to amplify marginalized voices, to advocate for mental health awareness, and to inspire others to embrace their authentic selves. This is not the behavior of a man under someone else's control. It is the behavior of a leader driven by conviction and a deep sense of purpose. By choosing authenticity over conformity, Harry is paving the way for a new generation to redefine what it means to be strong, successful, and fulfilled. He is proving that true happiness comes from living a life that is aligned with your values and using your platform to make a difference in the world. A new era of courage, embracing change and challenging norms. In a world that often values conformity over individuality, Harry's journey is a beacon of hope and inspiration. He reminds us that it's okay to question the status quo, to challenge outdated norms, and to forge our own paths. His courage to embrace change, to prioritize his well-being, and to live a life true to himself is a powerful message for our times. As we move forward, let us remember the valuable lessons that Harry's story teaches us. Let us embrace change, challenge outdated notions of strength and independence, and redefine success on our own terms. Harry's journey is far from over, but one thing is certain. He is writing his own story, guided by his own values and driven by his desire to make a positive impact on the world. He is a prince who dared to define himself, and in doing so, he has inspired a generation to embrace the power of individuality and create a world where everyone can thrive.